Now I've moved down here to the end, and you can see from the cross section of the lower section of the slider and the upper section of the slider, the inmost bolts, the ones closest to the blade, are about, well, you can kind of see where I've set my indicator down there, about the middle of the slider table. So that's where we want to start first. It's going to act like a teeter-totter, like picture a big T. The top is the top part of the T, and then the vertical part of the T would be straight down from where I'm setting with the indicator to that first bolt. We can teeter-totter this thing back and forth on that bolt by getting the height correct over that innermost bolt, and then going to the outer bolt to adjust the pitch. So the first thing we would do is, using our indicator, we'd slide back here, zero it out so that it's where we want it to be, 0. And then if we want to set the table 5 thousandths high, we would crank the table up using that bolt underneath, right in that position, to where we had a plus 5 thousandths reading on the indicator. We would go to the rear of the table and get over the bolt back there and do the exact same thing. Then we would run the indicator back and forth this direction on the slider, and if it's tilted, we would go to the outboard bolts on the outside of the slider over here and adjust them to adjust the pitch, so to speak, of the slider to get it level. Now we should be able to get here and in the back 5 thousandths higher than the cast iron table and level. You will find there might be a couple thousandths of variation in the level of the extrusion here as you go back and forth, but you got to kind of take an average and just see where you go from there. Now, once you've got that, you want to snug the upper and lower bolts above the chassis and below the chassis that have the spherical washers on them to where it's fairly solid. You don't want to be romping it down super tight, but it needs to be good and snug. Then what I do is, well, I'll stop and start again because I got to set it up visually here.